Yo, welcome everyone. We're back doing a live. It's been a long time since we've been on here. I think it's been like 3 or 4 weeks. So
yeah,
decided to get engaged and plan a wedding and go on a trip and all that. So been running
engaged. No, we're both engaged.
Yeah. There's only one of us left that's not. So he's not on here. We can't pick on him.
Oh, we're talking about cow.
Yeah. We can't pick on him. So once again, if you guys are on Instagram, sometimes our comments over there don't pop up on our page. So if we're not responding, go to Facebook or YouTube and write a comment, and then we'll respond there. So I'll keep trying to check, but we'll see what happens. So
Pizza smells good. We got what is it? Mushroom? I think a mushroom weird cheese. I call it weird cheese because I don't want to botch it. Some Italian come after me. Some weird cheese on there. It's not normal cheese.
Not normal.
Not Parmesan or anything.
Yeah, I'm doing a light dinner, so gotta get that wedding body.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do live question and answers tonight, Q&A. But another thing we're gonna do is if you have a story and a picture, go ahead and you can DM us. If you know Gunner and I personally, you can text us it, and we'll pull it up and tell your story. So DM us and we'll pull it up and show it off too. So kind of like a bragging board type deal. But no, so what's new, Gunner? I'm trying to think what we've been doing. We did the coyote tournament.
Taylor caught a 30-pound striper.
Yeah, figured we'd tell that later. But I caught a giant striper, so we'll show that picture in a little bit. Gunner caught a 16.6 or 7 or 8, something like that. So we'll round it up, 17-pound striper. And then the behemoth hit the boat, and I'll say I never thought in my life I'd see a fish that big from freshwater, other than a catfish, but that thing was huge.
Yeah.
It really puts in perspective like what a 40, 50, 60-pound catfish looks like.
Yeah.
I say that we've caught 50s when it comes to flatheads. I don't know why I say that, but like that fish was just different. Like, I don't know. It just looked too big for its body.
Well, we've caught hybrids and stuff like that. I think that's why when that dude came out, it was kind of like, holy cow, because we went to different lakes and stuff and caught the hybrids, and we went behind the dams and caught the 4 or 5 pound hybrids and bunches in the sand bass, and they look similar. So when we pulled that sucker out, you're like, yeah, this is a little bit different ball game here. This guy was
different, definitely a different animal. Hold on, I gotta mess with my settings. Okay, there we go. But yeah, definitely a different animal.
You don't realize I didn't, I thought they were gonna fight. I was prepared for that. You don't quite realize how much these fish fight until you get going, and then you're like we were cranking and it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And for these fish, we were, taught this, like you give them anything, they're popping that hook out. So it's just like constant, go. And there'd be points where you'd just sit there and you'd be like, I ain't moving. Like he's going nowhere. So that was wild to me. I fought that, 17-pound fish. Taylor's was double that. So,
so yeah, it was, and being 17 degrees didn't help the situation out barehanded. That was miserable. My whole hand was numb. He's trying to tell me to reel. And that was miserable. That part was definitely not fun.
It was a tough bite when we went, but
yeah, everything was working against us. But hey, we just pulled out a world-class fish. So
yeah.
So we have some comments rolling in. I'll go ahead and pop them up. Tyler Yahtzee said, "Yo, Tyler, I've been seeing the pigs you've been catching. and holler at me sometime. I want to roll out there.
How was Cottonwood this year, Tyler?
Yeah, Cottonwood treat you well.
Did you find that elusive bald eagle you was looking for last year?
Steve did.
My dad did, but just kidding, game wardens.
Yeah, and then
Caleb's game warden now, so we can't say that because he watches our lives.
And then Newell, we caught the striper on a little shad.
Yeah, so. Live too.
And hey, you'd think being my friend, you know how to spell my name, but
yeah, I know.
What the heck is that about? Let me help him. Where's it at? Where's our? Yeah, all right. I'm not helping you. I don't know where it's at.
He probably took it down. He probably realized.
So Tyler came back and said, honestly, it didn't even duck hunt once this year. Yeah, Gunner went maybe 2 or 3. I'm not sure, maybe a couple more times. I went once and limited out. So it was a quality hunt. But anyone that knows us, knowing that we went less than 10 times, you'd think something's wrong.
Yeah, this was my first year with a full-time gig, but even then I'd go scouting on the, during the week and try to find 1 or 2 hunts for the weekend. And there was just, there were, even with full-time gig, you could duck hunt 2 times a week, and we hunted together once. I hunted 2 other times and shot 1 duck 2 other times. And the 2 other times I went was just because I was bored and wanted to go. Like there wasn't it wasn't going to be a good hunt, it wasn't one of those, but just kind of went.
Yeah. Sorry, sending you my Uber Eats an order. So I asked Justice bring me 2 more of those muffins.
What'd you order from Uber Eats? Uber Eats. That's where I'm at.
Justice made some type of here. I'll hide that real quick. Justice made some protein muffins, so I asked her if she can bring me 2 more and set them on the table. They're pretty good. I make sure to have nothing on my mouth, and I mute you guys to hear me smacking. Noel said, "Whoops, I love you. Yeah, I know you love me, but you can't spell my name." So,
holy cow! Update for the sports world: the Warriors are acquiring Jimmy Butler.
I saw that coming. We talked about that today. I'm not gonna be that guy, but we talked about that today at work, and we brought that trade scenario up. And not surprised, but hey, I think he'll do what he does best and breaks down the team eventually. So I know.
I wonder who they gave up. I wonder if they gave up Draymond.
Oh my gosh,
that was on the table. I don't know if they would do it. I don't know why they would do it. I know he's a meathead, but if he's on your team, he's good to have on your team.
Yeah.
But
I was waiting for it to pull up, but and then Tyler came back and said, "I'll give you a shout next time I go." I remember that. Don't let me down. Big Mace, yo dog, what's up, buddy? Mason made an appearance on a call company. Me and Gunnar were talking back and forth, wondering if it was him, but there's
I was like, it looked like him, but I was like, surely not. But
yeah.
It was.
Told you. I know Big Mace. I see him.
I was not denying that if it wasn't him, it was it was a replica of him.
Say he's working on a full sponsorship deal for us, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. We've heard that time or 2 or 30.
Yeah. And then golly, we have comments popping up. You go ahead and read this one. I've kind of read them off. Sorry.
William Ashley Bodie said, "Good evening, gents." Good evening, William.
Yeah, good evening, buddy.
/ Ashley.
Yeah. We don't know which one it is, but good evening, one of them. I think I know which one it is, but
yeah.
So he actually said he's going to send me this 223 for us to shoot and talk about for free. So see what that is.
I heard he was going to send me a night vision thermal scope combo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Generous.
I know. What a guy.
So, Kyle, Kyle's dealing with some sickness. The dude's down right now, and he doesn't have a voice, so we didn't think it'd be proper for him to come on tonight. So he's actually working up in Coffeyville. He said he'd hop on, maybe comment if he could, but yeah, homeboy was down bad. We just went to a little Team OD bachelor trip for me, and he was there Thursday night, and then he was in behind a closed door for the rest of the trip because he was down with the flu, and then came back and got bronchitis. So, but William Ashley Bodie came back and said, "You're all full of jokes. I've tried to sell to Steve multiple times and get on him. Hey, we wanna try it out for a couple months before we buy. I thought that was the deal we could do.
Couple months, yeah. I mean, I don't know why. Stay on him, I guess. I don't know. He's got other priorities right now. Doing he thinks like once he zeroes in on a certain thing, he kind of thinks about just that for a while. And he I don't know, like the lake house. He was thinking about that sucker for months, and he would just go looking through. I don't know what he's on right now, but he's on something because I could see it in his eyes.
I don't think it's the house I sent him. The house and land. I tried to get you. Yeah. Did I not send it to the group you're in too?
No.
I'll have to send it to you. It's like I'm not going to name prices because what if he does buy it? Then I'll feel bad. But it's a freaking sweet place over in our area.
Really?
Oh. William came back and said, 1 minute he wants rifles and randomly texts me that he wants a quail gun. Hey, he's a man.
That's how he is.
Mindsets.
That's what he is. I bet. I will tell you something, William. I bet the next thing he gets is a quail gun. I bet that's what he ends up getting. Because he's wanting to take a couple trips in that ballpark. Quail, pheasant ballpark. So that's kind of what he's wanting right now.
I was going to see. So we're going to circle back. Mason said that would be the best case scenario for the Warriors. Are you saying to get Draymond out? I'm guessing. I don't know. That dude's electrifying.
They sent Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, and Kyle Anderson, and a first-round pick. Sent Wiggins. Wiggins, that's the Thunder killer right there. Wiggins always plays good against the Thunder. They messed up
until this year. Thunder in 5, no matter who it is.
I hope.
Unless you're the West.
I hope in the West.
Yeah, they're gonna win it this year. So, you got this one.
Right back at you, Tomas.
Yeah, hey, you never let me know I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Is that really how you say his name?
It's something like that.
Tomas.
Huh. And then Mason came back and said, that was the hunt where we killed 6 birds and the one pintail was banded. Okay, let's flex a little bit.
I think that was the morning we killed the 4-man.
Yeah. Our boy went silent and went with someone else. It's all right.
He's like, I don't care. I can hear him. I don't care. I killed a pintail.
Yeah. They said, but I'm with you. I've been about 3 times this year. Yeah, we're getting old.
Ducks are getting old, apparently. Not getting out as much.
Yeah. Mason, I'll stand behind this statement. When they're both back, it's on. They're going to get that ring. What do you think, Gunner? You disagree?
No, I don't. I don't think there's anybody in the West that can beat us unless for some reason we just can't get over the hump for say something weird happens, the Mavericks get up to that 6th spot or something and they just play out of their minds. And then the only other team I think that might be able to beat us is Boston. I think we'll be able to beat Cavaliers in a 7-game series.
Yeah. The Cavs are number one, but I just don't think they have it in them.
We beat them when we went small, and they have 2 athletic bigs, but we haven't had.
The only time they beat us was based off back-to-back games, and they had fresh legs under them. So, I don't think they have it. I don't think they have the team to win it. I think they'll get past. Hey, I got a comment popping up in a minute. This is my homeboy from work, but I don't think they have it to win a 7-game series against a lot of people. They might make it past first round. After that, they're out.
I think the Knicks could beat them.
Yeah. So
maybe not.
But we'll circle back to hunting. Sorry. Sports are in our mind. A lot of different changes. That's across the board. Wrestling, NCAA wrestling. So I won't even get in that one. That one gets me fired up right now. A little sore subject. But William Ashley Boda came back and said, y'all killed any dogs lately? We won 3rd in the Garber tourney, but haven't been since. Yeah, we went to a tournament. Is it 3 weekends ago now?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a good day, as in calling stuff in. The wind was brutal. It was blowing like, 35-mile-per-hour wind gust.
Yeah, we needed a shotgun.
Yeah, and we needed a shotgun, which is the story to about every hunt I've been on.
We have a shotgun.
But
you hit the you're
gonna throw me.
Well, I was gonna try to word it better. If the Bobcat doesn't do what he did.
We had a new team. Let's back this up. Let's put some facts in here so people understand. So we put a team together. It's not the normal team that I normally run with, and then two of the 4. I mean, that was Gunner's what? 4, 5, 4th, 5th time to go, maybe less.
Maybe.
And then the other guy has been a handful of times, and then me and Kyle have been, a few times. But we called in. I mean, we called in what it took to win it. We just didn't get them down, and that was. We'll change some stuff up. We'll be ready for next year. Like, there was a lot of miscommunication and people not taking opportunities when they're risen. You're there to try to get more on the board, but that was a cross. And then I straight up let one rip and at 30 yards and didn't realize that. So let me put this in context. So we're hunting a big draw, and I guess I turned on the call, and within like 2 minutes, straight in front of me, there's a dead tree straight in front of me and Gunner, and then Kyle Kennan are around the corner. And they really couldn't talk to us there, so we're going to figure out something for that. But William said a little bit ago, or he just commented and said, sounds like a lot of excuses. Hey, there's no excuse. We just sucked that day. But no, like, this is what happened on the cat. It was a crazy deal. There's a dead tree right in front of me. I guess the cat, like 2 minutes in, came running across the draw, which is like 300 yards from where he was to where he got 30 yards in front of me. And that dead tree blocked him. I just looked down, and there's a cat like 8 inches from the call just staring at it. And I just pull up and shoot. Well, come to find out, I didn't pay attention, but right where he was laying, there was a mound kind of covering his heart, and that's where I pulled up and shot real quick. And he kind of rolled and then just kind of, trotted off. And right before that, 2 stands before that, called another cat, shot it, and it ran a couple steps and fell over because it was a close shot too. And I was like, okay. He just went over here and died in this thicket. And nope, nothing was there. Couldn't find him. We looked for him, pull up the video, watch it. And he stands in front of us for like 30 seconds before we see him at the call. And when I shot, I hit the dirt mound. And when he went down there to look, my bullet was sticking in the dirt mound that was covering his heart. So that cat lost a life. He has at least 8 left. So I definitely took one. So, and then 2 dogs came in. That was a visual. Like, the layout of the land wasn't playing in our favor in that situation. 2 dogs came in, and when Gunner and Kyle saw them, they were 30 yards right downwind, so they busted out. And then Oh, and then that mangy dog. This one blows our mind. Like this mangy dog comes running out. He's like 400, 500 yards out, running right down a 2-track right to us. I lean over, tell gun, or I didn't even have to lean over. I pretty much hollered, dog coming right down. And he came in, went right behind this thicket. We could see out both sides and behind it and never stepped out of either side. And I mean, no hair, straight black skinned with a one ugly dog. And he just disappeared. So I think he dug a hole and buried himself because we got up and walked down there. It was like, 175 yards away, and he wasn't there. I mean, we could see everywhere around it except for right behind it, and we never saw him again.
It was frigid that day, too.
Yeah.
So he was hurting. I would say he's probably hurting because it was cold.
Yeah.
No sun, wind chills in the almost single digits that day. I mean, we were out all day. I mean, it was cold. So
yeah, so they did the point system, and it took, was it 2 cats and a dog, or was it a cat and 3 dogs? I think it's 5 points.
5 or 6 points, I think.
And we would have had 7 if we had got everything, but hey, we had fun for the conditions. I mean, we were in the money, and it was just by us.
If we had thermals and stuff too, we could win like William.
Yeah. That's funny. He said same day as the Garber tourney, the Egger one. Yeah, that's one. He said thinking about getting a thermal hunt this weekend in Garber.
I say that.
Yeah,
You're already hunting.
Yeah, I like.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's how you're winning tournaments. We don't have to lie. Yeah. Just kidding, no. But I like the thermal hunts, but man, I like to watch them coming in the daylight and work. You know, I just the thermal deal. I mean, like I have one. I enjoy it, but it's not near as fun calling in daylight. I like the thermal is like you're playing a video game. So yeah, look, he's trying to say he didn't use thermals, and then they said they killed five dogs a day. Did you say you won? Oh, you got third. Well, we could have got third. I didn't pay attention. I didn't know that you counted places after first. So just kidding.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely got top 10. So it's not bad for your first team, but it's not the greatest either. What's up, Nishal? Nishal started working with me, and he wants to get into hunting and fishing. So we have lots of conversations. So he's actually going to go pick up his first airsoft gun this weekend. There's a reason why. So he's going to go try one out. So Richard Davis said, "Good evening, gents." Good evening, Richard. What you been up to? Haven't really seen you much on social media.
He's probably been out cutting with a bow or something in some freaking cool place. That's probably what he's doing. That's what he's doing all the time, I feel like. Every time I see him post, he's like, "Look, I'm elk hunting in the coolest place ever to go in Arizona."
Yeah. William came back and said third place. They won third place, small dog side pot. And he said, "Hey, it paid money at least." I didn't know you could take your little puppy in there and win small dog.
We were just talking about that. We had one we could have taken in, but
yeah,
you don't even have to kill it or anything. You just show it and leave. Come back. Yeah. Taylor had small dog a couple years ago. Rug would have won it every year.
Yeah. Heck, I had small dog in one of the biggest tournaments. Won if they would have done it legitimately. That's sickening. That's one thing I will say when it comes to tournaments. He came back and said, William said, "I smell jealousy." Maybe just a little bit. But that's one thing I don't like about tournaments is, like, for instance, a small dog we were in, we'd have won. And this is not this year, so I don't want people to be like, "Oh, Agra." No, Agra puts on a great tournament. So no complaints about Agra. And so anyways, I won't talk about this other tournament. I won't mention names, but we would have won small dog. We'd lost by like 4 ounces. And the other dog had been shot, which this is the weirdest combination. So if you have the rhyme or reason behind it, let me know. Shot by a 300 Win Mag and a shotgun. And it had one missing leg and no guts. Ours was shot with a 223 bullet, and they let that one win. So, and the people were right in front of us, and every time they took a step, they would put their foot on guts and pull them out, and there was a whole trail of guts all the way up as they were pulling them as they were leaving. And I mean, and the shot. So this is another thing. For the four legs, say here, the two front leg ones. One of the front legs was shot, but then the guts were shot out, but it didn't like go through the belly. It went up. I'm telling you, it was, yeah. William just said that should have been a DQ. That's what I fought because I'm very competitive, and that was like a $1,625 dog that year at that tournament. And I was like, this is why hunting, we have a bad taste of hunting, is we let this stuff right here count. And it turned out to be the guy's buddy. So they didn't get disqualified, and we left with a bitter taste in our mouths. And that's why we go to tournaments that the money at least is going to, like a fire department, FFA, 4-H, something where we know whoever's getting the money is going to benefit from it for the best. So, yeah. Yeah, William said that was a road dog. Probably, yeah. Man, it was sickening seeing that thing. I mean, it was mangled. So I thought maybe it was trapped because a leg was missing. And usually if a leg's missing, this Ava decided to cough in the background. But, so yeah. But yeah. Other words, don't look at the legs of dogs when they get checked in too. I was at another tournament, and the people that won it, and this is what I'm saying, like the bad taste of tournaments is unreal, because another tournament, the people got disqualified the year before, came back with like clean shaved face, and they didn't recognize them that the second year, and then they won it. And I was trying to tell the people putting it on, like, hey, look at their foot, like some of their foot or swelling around the toes, like they've been in a trap. And they announced the winners, and then at the end of it, they're like, oh my gosh, these dogs have been trapped. We should have caught that earlier. And I was like, I was hollering that, I was telling everyone, trying to give them warning. So, and then they realized the names and were like, man, we'll have to watch for them. And so I don't know what happened this year. We didn't go to that one, but yeah, I've had some crazy experiences.
People do a lot of things to win.
So, unruly _C on Instagram said Gunner the GOAT.
I'm trying to think who that is.
And then the Shaw was on Instagram, but he came over to YouTube. So yeah, that was our story. We could have won, but hey, we'll recoup and come back. No teams will be safe next year.
Find any sheds yet?
I found that one. I haven't really looked. I found that one pretty early, but it wasn't a clean break off, and this is a spike, so a lot of blood on it, and it was about that thick down there after the burr. So hope that dude survives, doesn't get infection, get it right there in his. Oh, this is funny you ask. William said, y'all putting on attorney on this year. So William, we're in the works on one. It won't be a coyote tournament because a lot of people are doing that, and especially a lot of like fire departments and stuff around us. So we don't really want to compete with them right now. And I think something we're gonna do. We're gonna do a tournament that's a pig tournament, and we're gonna do 2 separate pots. It will be dogs and then thermals, and that will be the main pot. But then all the side pots will be for both of the main pots. That makes sense. So like, we'll make it fair, because people that go with dogs can catch a big group, or some people that have dogs tell us they don't want to compete against people with thermals because they can go out there and pick out the biggest ones or whatever. So we're going to make it fair on that board. We're going to have the dogs on one side, thermals on the other, but then the side pots, like Big Pig, that will be thrown in all in one bag, if that makes sense. So it'll keep the playing field, I guess, fair is what I'm trying to get to. So yeah, Trent's been talking to me about it. Me and him kind of got together and came up with the idea. So we'll be putting that out, I don't know, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. I actually been meaning to talk to Gunner more about it, but we'll put it on. It'll probably be, I don't know, I have to look schedule, but we're thinking March, maybe end of March. So right before it gets hot and everyone doesn't want to run their dogs anymore. So
that's what I'll be thinking about turkeys at that point in time.
Yeah. I was hoping maybe mid-March, but like I said, we need to get everything out because I keep thinking it's like mid-February, but we'd have a good 5 weeks of pushing it. But we have a lot of people interested. So, yeah, if you guys are listening and you want to do that, oh, sorry, I was reading another comment from William. He said that's the only reason we place in that tournament all the land that they have. Yeah, it's nice when you have a bunch of land kind of close. So I think that's a key point in a tournament. The drive is what kills you. So, but no, well, if you guys are listening and you're interested in that tournament, keep up with our social media. We'll be putting something out probably in the next couple of weeks, and we'd like to see you guys there. So
we may or may not have dinner for y'all.
Yeah,
I'll probably whip something up for everybody.
Yeah,
so
we'll figure something out.
It may be hot dogs and chili or something, but hey, who's going to complain? Free food if you're in it.
Yeah. So William's jumping off here. He said, "Y'all have a good night." Good night, William. It's nice seeing you. And I'll send you that flyer when we get it up and posted. And we'll see you guys there. Bloop. So, but no, let's go back to the shedding. No, the only one I found was that little forked horn one that I showed you. Other than that, I haven't been back out. I need to go. I've been running feed, but sorry, I need to stop looking at the comments. Been running feed, but one of my main feed station, the camera got knocked over by another spike, and I haven't been out to fix it, so I haven't seen what's there, if anything's dropped. And then the other one I really haven't fed or filled. So, but there's been bucks coming in, and I have mineral on the ground and mineral piles scattered through there. So I haven't really seen what's there. I need to go pull on my cameras and walk a little bit, and then I still need to go see if I can throw a Hail Mary and find Spud. So
we found one behind my parents' house. It was a break. It wasn't a shed.
Yeah.
But yes, you could tell what he had, but
I'll let you read that one.
Mason said, "You boys be good. I'm about to hit the weights. See you in a couple weeks. T."
Yep. Yeah. It's my funeral. I'm at wedding. Just kidding now. I'm excited. So we'll see you, Mason. See you in a couple weeks. Be ready to have fun. Be ready to dance. Be ready to eat.
You know what we need to do, Taylor?
What?
If we can't find any birds for you to hunt, we need to just say screw it and go where we've always said we were going to go for a weekend.
Yeah. About that, I know people have been hunted down there a couple of weeks ago and killed lots of birds with limited setup. Yeah. So I'll let you have this one since I mentioned you.
Oh, Jaden Kendrick. Good seeing you, Gunner. Hope all is well. Everything is awesome, Mr. Kendrick. Hope all is well with you. So, yeah. Well, Jaden, we went to school together for a little bit. He was working at Pepsi or Coke. I think it was Pepsi. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
He was at Walmart. He's at Pepsi or Coke.
So on Instagram, Cody Idle said, "You guys going to the Iowa Deer Classic?" So we talked about that. I think we're going to try to hit that up maybe next year or the year after, have our own booth. So this year we're not going to go. But one thing we want to do, Cody, is we want to get with you and talk about our setting up the podcast we've been wanting to do. So I need to holler at you on that one. But I'm glad you popped in and reminded me. So we keep circling back. Geez, you said you found the shed. It was a break.
It was a break. It was not a very big buck or anything, but it was old too. That fire had come through, and it was just kind of sitting there where those cedars were. But yeah, that's the only one we found. I I haven't really been. I'll tell you what I need to do here in a couple weeks is what we should do is go scouting and looking for old sign and stuff.
Yeah.
People love scouting in the summer and stuff. I like scouting here pretty quick just because a lot of that sign is, I don't like the ticks either, but it seems like a lot of that sign like rubs and stuff. It's still real noticeable.
Yeah.
And, you can get an idea of buck bedrooms or massive trails or, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely need to go look at my spot because, like I said, I've hunted that one area and have all that land. We need to go check it out because I'm sure I'm missing some opportunities on some trail systems. So, and maybe we can find Spud, but who knows? Jaden Kendrick said Coca-Cola still. Yep. And then Sam said, "You boys are some handsome suckers." Thanks, Sam.
Oh, man. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see you this weekend. So we're going to have quite a good time this weekend. But, yeah. Man, I had something I was going to ask you. It popped up on Outdoor Life. I can't remember what it was. Maybe I can find it real quick. But
it's been a lot of stuff pop up there lately.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pop it up.
Holy cow, Butler signed an extension.
Really? Already?
Yeah, through 26-27, 2 years, $121 million.
Man, that's too much for a guy like him, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you see Idaho is now requiring non-resident shed hunters to buy a license? Other Western states are eyeing a similar idea.
I did see that.
The craziest thing.
It's all a money grab. It's funny. So in my wildlife classes at OSU, professors and stuff, in a couple of those more advanced classes, we go through exercises like where does the money come from? And one of our classes in particular, a diversity class, we got to come up with different ways to come up with money for departments because a lot of these departments are funded through tag sales, right? It seems like everybody who doesn't hunt picks on the hunters. They just want to keep taxing them or putting more crap on it. And I'm like, hey, let's go make a birder buy a stamp for $10. You know, if you want to go bird on public land, national forest, go buy a $10 stamp, you know, or I don't know. There's just little things we could do. I think generally it's not going to do what they think it's going to do because I would think that most people that are doing that anyway probably have a license already or had one previous year. So I don't know how much it's going to do I know what they're thinking. They're like, oh, we're going to get a little bit of this end of the year money coming in. And I'm sure there are some people that don't hunt that just like to go look for sheds. That's fine. But I don't know if it's going to accomplish quite what they think it's going to accomplish.
Well, this blows my mind.
It is crazy.
The outdoors isn't free anymore. You know what I mean? They're trying to make it where you can't do anything out there free.
Oh, I know. And that it's all about our side, the hunters and everything. We're the ones that get picked and, you know, prodded and taxed and everything, which is fine if they use the money appropriately, right?
Yeah, where's the money going?
But then we have people from, I'll just say it, Colorado. Those guys that just mountain bike and don't get me wrong, mountain bike all the heck you want. But those same people that mountain bike and bird watch and do all that stuff are using the same land we're using, but they're doing it for free. And they are the ones that want us to keep paying the price. And we'll keep paying the price as long as they use the money right and all this other stuff. But those are the same people that want to kick us off that land.
Yeah.
And we're the ones funding the conservation efforts.
Yeah.
You know, so like, what he did.
You know, and it's they're probably their side of it's probably, well, they're picking up those and selling them to make money, but the average person is not doing that. Yeah, there's a handful of people doing it, but there's also a handful of people doing it that are on our waters doing guides, and guess what they have to do? They have to buy a guide tag. You know what I mean? So why can't we do that? Hey, if you're going to sell the sheds, then let's get a license for it. But if you're, if something like that, I can maybe understand. But even then, like those guys are going back there and putting in the work, and like you said, the bikers are not paying for the bike trails to be cleaned. So that's crazy. I don't know. That stuff's getting aggravating. It's like every time we do something, oh, you need to pay for it. You need to pay for it. And I'm like,
go make a burger by a $10 stamp every once in a while, or I don't know. There's other things that they could do that would get everyone else involved.
You buy one tag, and I'm gonna get this. I'm working against myself in the statement, but you buy one tag and you can go any lake you want in Oklahoma. And it's like, what about the people that are out there skiing? Which Oklahoma's not going to this, but I'm speaking for other states. I don't know really how they work, but it's like, why can't those people have to pay $5 ski fee? You know what I mean? Like, why are we always the ones at the end of the day getting hit?
Yeah.
So, but whatever,
They're going to say there's a boat rent fee, that those people are going to say that. But at the same time, so this is a question to raise, right? And I'm not against water sports, per se. There are some biologists that raise questions about increased water sports disrupting habitat a little bit. And, if they're going to do that, then I could see where maybe they would need to pay, if that makes sense. I don't know. Something to think about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting wild. I don't get it, but whatever. Sam came back and said Richie found 2 nice sheds on the river over the weekend. Dang. Maybe they are dropping. Were they clean? Do you know, Sam? Our boy Zach said, "What's up, fellas? Gonna let you have this next one."
I hate that you aren't allowed to keep sheds in certain WMAs. So dumb. I'm trying to think why they do that.
They say because the nutrients for the rodents that eat it.
Oh, well, how about this? Manage it better.
Yeah.
Then you'll have plenty of nutrients. I get they gnaw on it and chew on it and squirrels and all that good stuff. But
yeah, but how many fresh sheds do we find ate up? It's always the old ones. It's always the old ones, and it's like the first 4 inches or a tine is ate off of it.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah, that one gets me. I can't stand that everything has to be, you have to pay for everything. At what point? Like, what point do you stop? Is it like, oh, well, if you take meat from the animal, you need a meat tag? Like, I mean, I know that's what our tags are for, but like, at what point is it going to be, well, if you're going to do that, if you're going to get it mounted, you need to get a taxidermy tag. Like,
I got smoked when my idea in that class was to have a birder stamp. I said, have a competition every year, just like the duck stamp. I'd get people involved real fast, have art come in, the winner gets their stamp featured, and if they want a bird on national park land in the state of Colorado, buy a $5 to $10 bird stamp, and all that money goes back to conservation. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. Why are you picking on the birders?
Yeah.
They don't get picked on any other time, and it's, I don't know. And all their money would go back to conservation, just like all, they say all our money goes back to conservation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got hammered. I'm telling you, I got smoked.
Jaden Kendrick said maybe have a limited number on sheds on public land. And if you go over that set amount, you have to pay to give animals and others a fair chance. Yeah, I understand that. But I still don't understand it's a shed. I mean, for heaven's sake, it's not like we're killing anything. It's a shed that fell off an animal. Like, so like if you go find a fossil, should they pay for finding that fossil? You know what I mean?
I actually think you can't take fossils off public lands. That's what I think. I don't think you can. in certain places, which I'm sure a lot get taken. You put it in your pocket.
Hey, take it. Think about this. You go to the redwood or the not the redwood, the
petrified
forest. You can't pick anything up there, but they sell it. You know what I mean? Like,
no kidding. Yeah, that part's crappy. Yeah,
but whatever. You can have this one again.
Old Zach said, "Determining when to go in and look is hard for me."
Yeah, I like to really shed hunt around turkey season because then I could shed hunt and morel hunt, and then maybe I'll find a turkey. But
that is.
Yeah, but
he's kind of shifted his prerogative.
Yeah, the ticks, and I don't know. It's also right now it's kind of easy to find in some areas. Easier to find the sheds in some areas I hunt because the cattle pastures, and they're kind of at their wits' end of having somewhat tall grass because the cattle been all winterized on it. So it's kind of easier to see them versus when you get spring and everything shoots up. So I don't know. I enjoy it. That public piece that I used to go to and you've been to a couple of times. Kyle and I went out there one time and we found some good sheds and we found lots of little fork points, but that was fun. We walked, I want to say 10 miles that day. And Kyle found his biggest shed to date. So, and then I found a buck that I've been watching out there at the time for 3 years. Found his shed, so that was cool. So here we'll change it up off the sheds. Here's a good question. You want
to? Are y'all scouting for next year now? We kind of touched on this when we kind of touched on this. I have not yet. I think this is as good a time as any. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're going to have different habits than early season. This will give you a good look, though. I think sign right now.
Sign. Yeah, that's what you're going to look for.
Sign right now is very visible right now. You can look for old scrapes, rubs, beat down trails because the grass is dormant.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now is a really good time to look for signs.
Where they're crossing.
Yeah, I mean, right now is a great time.
Sheds to see where they're staying and where they feel safe. I mean, yeah, it's a great time. For me, no, I'm not. I haven't been. Well, let me rephrase that. When we've been coyote hunting, I've been, but that's for new spots. And I think I found hopefully a new spot for next year. We'll see. I'm gonna try to work it out. But so yeah, in that aspect, yes, I have. But as in my spots, no, I kind of shut down for the year once I shot that buck and couldn't find him. But I'm gonna go out there, like I said, give it a Hail Mary and go look for him. There's a chance the thermal didn't find him and he's laying out there somewhere. So I'm gonna go look. If not, then that's a question I have for everyone. Do you guys like watching no kill videos? Because I worked my tail off on some footage this year, got some cool stuff. And is it worth it for you guys? Because I just want you guys to know if I put together, let's say 30-minute video, I probably have 6+ hours of editing. So I don't want to put something together and then you guys are like, no, I don't like watching that stuff. So, but so if I don't find him, do you guys like no kill videos? I personally, if the story is good, I like to see it. But I like to know up front that's going to be a no kill. So
I watch hunting videos to learn anyway.
Yeah,
I watched what he did.
Oh yeah, what they talk about. I can break down the whole self-filming aspect of what I had to do in that situation, and then how my mind, so I could tell people what I did wrong easily, but I can also tell you what I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened. So, but yeah, no, let us know if you guys want to see that because I'm more than happy to put it together. But if people don't really like it, then I'll just wait and maybe put together. I could use the footage in a different film of if I shoot one next year, I could be like, oh, here's what happened this year. But anyways, I just want to know. That was a question that popped up today. So, Zach said Lift X or Lift RS.
I don't know.
Phase 4.
Phase
4.
I will be shooting these soon because I'm gonna get a new bow this year. I think possibly just to have one.
I like what the lift has in them, but I'm also very skeptical on having I think I mispronounced that word. I'm sorry. Of having a bow and it knowing that it's been blowing up on people. That kind of makes a big question for me because if I'm drawing back, and this is a what if situation that I think about. If I'm drawing back on the biggest deer of my life and my bow blows up, I will never like that brand again in my life. I don't care what it is. So I don't know. The RS and the Lift X are supposed to fix that, but I don't know. I think it limited the amount of limbs blowing up, but I don't know if it's a complete fix. So I don't know. The reviews on the phase are great, but I can tell you the people that have the lifts that obviously haven't blown up on them love them. But and I come from shooting a Matthews Helium, so the lift sounds very appetizing to me because the lift is kind of what they did with the Helium back in 2013. So, but that's my 2 cents.
Concur.
Yeah, and then the RS, I think it has the tuning. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's easy to tune at home, and I like that aspect for the person that knows what they're doing. I can see some gray area for the person that doesn't, but that's with anything with a gun, a bow. There's always a gray area, but I don't know. My best advice is to go out and shoot them. If you like them, hey, don't listen to me. I'm not spending your money. So, but yeah.
See what they're doing those Hoyt carbons. How much they cost? Their new carbon line, like $2,000. Bare.
That's not even. I mean, the lifts aren't cheap. You know what I mean?
They're last I looked, they're about 15.
I remember in 2006, 2007 ish, my brother was going to go buy the new Switchback, and it had to be around 2006, 7, maybe 2005. He's going to go buy a new Switchback, and I remember then it was like $900 something, and my mom and dad were like, he saved up for it. We can't tell him what to do, and he wants a new bow, but like, holy cow, $900. Now I wish every bow that I wanted was $900 because they're so dang expensive, but so is everything else. I mean, those materials and the time behind them to build it cannot be cheap. So, and then even was it PSE that came out with that new bow that has let me look it up. I'm going to mute my I didn't mute myself. PSE.
Don't say any bad words, Taylor.
Yeah, I'll try not to. Trying to figure out who came out with this new bow. But it's a different concept than I've ever seen.
Bowtech. That's what all the guys up north shoot. Bowtech.
Man, what is it?
Yeah, I am headed up north next Friday.
Oh yeah, that is right here, huh?
Yeah, I'll be up there ice fishing for walleye, pike, technically carp, because that is a division.
Oh yeah, you're doing a tournament.
First day tournament, second day we're just free fishing. But yeah, first day tournament, I could win a car, a truck.
What type of car do they give away for a tournament like that?
Like a Honda Civic, or and then they have like a Ram, they have like a Chevy Trail Boss in there. I'm not kidding. Like, it's legit. They have some legit prizes.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Then the winner is like, the way they do their tournaments, their ice fishing tournaments, is each fish is its own division. So you can win the carp division with big fish, or you could win the bass division with a crappie. And each one's going to be about $500-$600 payout.
How many people enter that tournament?
A lot. And it's free.
What are the rules about that? You were telling me, and I'm trying to remember.
Oh, this one is you just go out there and free for all. Drill, baby, drill till you find fish. Some of the other ones they mark off an area or they pre-drill holes, and that's only where you can go. But this one, it's Jamie's going out the 2 days prior and pre-fishing it. He's going to find us some fish, and we're going to go to him, and we're going to sit in a nice ice hut. It's going to be about 60 degrees. We're going to be sitting there fishing, hanging out when it's going to be frigid.
Yeah. What are the temperatures up there?
Let me go look. I have Fargo saved. We're going to be right around Fargo. I think we're going to Devil's Lake. I'm not sure. Snowing tonight there. So right now it's 16, feels like 10, but when I get there next Friday, the high is 7, the low is -11.
Golly.
Hopefully the plane makes it. Doesn't freeze up. It's going to snow Saturday there.
Man, I am looking my tail off for this dang bow to show, and I cannot remember for the life of me who came out with it, and I cannot find pictures.
I'm gonna have to get Abby bibs. Holy cow!
Wow, I can't believe I can't find this dang thing. But it's like a new technology, and it's like not the whole. Like the bow's like usually a one piece flat metal or.
Yeah.
And then this one has 2 like columns of, I think, carbon fiber. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it, but it looks crazy. I thought PSE, maybe Prime. Oh yeah, Prime came out with it. That's why. I'm getting it pulled up. This thing looks gnarly.
Everyone's already looking for turkey hunts online.
It's called the AST. Where is a picture of this thing? You think they have a picture of it on their social media?
You'd think.
All right, I guess I'll have to pull up this picture. I guess it's the Form bow. My bad.
The what?
I'm glad everyone was telling me what it was, and I was on a different page looking for what it was, and I have like 6 comments saying what it was. That's funny. Yeah, thanks for everyone telling me. I wasn't paying attention, obviously. Let me see if I can get this to there it is. Yeah, this thing. Check that thing out. Has anyone shot that yet in our comments? I think it's neat looking. It's different. Definitely something we haven't seen.
So it's aluminum and carbon?
Yeah. Huh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's as much as I pay attention to him. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Has anyone shot that yet? While you guys answer, I'm gonna go to this next question. Zach came back and said, "What out of state hunts are y'all looking at next season?" We really haven't talked much about it.
Depends where I draw.
Yeah. Based off talking to Christian, we're definitely going to put in for New Mexico. I'm hoping Kansas again, but that will probably be a preference. This year will probably be a preference point year.
Abby's going.
Yeah,
She'll
Abby should on
should
paper
win.
Yeah,
on paper I should be going back. Butch Taylor's can join us.
Yeah,
but
and then I'm hoping I want to hit Missouri or Arkansas. But
I'm hoping.
And then I want to hit where? Pronghorn?
I think Pronghorn in Colorado. I think we have a good chance.
I might be able to draw Colorado if I wanted to, but I don't know if I want to.
You can play that game. You can get it as a second choice, save your point. You can play that game.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on Whitetail. I have a vengeance to go get after him since this year. But we'll see. If I draw New Mexico, I'll definitely go up there hoping for an elk. I'd like to shoot my first elk.
Know about New Mexico is that you have to pay everything up front.
Well, another good thing about New Mexico, it's a straight lottery. You don't have preference points there.
Yeah, it's a straight lottery. I put in for deer so far there. I haven't done elk yet. I don't know if we'll do elk or not. I don't know. Put in for all muzzleloader deer. Kill.
Yeah, we'll see. Zach, go ahead and read this. I'm going to not talk and chew.
I have pins in New Mexico. Let me know. Northeast Mexico. I have yet to hunt New Mexico. Driven through it every year my entire existence. And it's been a bucket list to get there at least once. Because it is closer in areas than Colorado. It's that Taos, Raton area you can get to pretty easily. Raton would definitely be a fun area.
Yeah.
To go to. It just looks awesome in there, that foothill kind of area. But I don't know. It'd be a blast to hunt pronghorn there because of all the pronghorn we see driving through it. But I just like to get there once.
You'd also think one of us would draw Oklahoma this year. Excuse me.
Frick, you think.
You know what I mean? We have quite a bit of points, and especially, deer. I'm not talking about elk. I mean, I'm not worried about that part.
Unless someone wants a cow tag. It seems like everyone's drawing those.
Hey, when I hit 50 and I haven't drawn, I'll put in. So I don't want to say how many years. It's closer than I thought. I about said 25, and then I realized, nope. Jeez, I'm getting old. 21. RIP. But I'll definitely take a cow once I hit 50. But until then, I'm gonna keep trying for the unicorn.
I might try to get Abby on a cow.
That'd be cool.
But because
you check in on that, because sometimes you can't. You can bring someone to help you peck out, but you can't take someone in with you to find them.
That's so stupid.
Because I was like, I'll put Justice in. If she draws, that's a once-in-a-lifetime situation. But if I don't draw and she goes, I'm going to be feeling pretty bad because I'll be like, so there's a mountain about 6 miles back there that they said they're at. Let me know when you get one. Here's my gun. Good luck. So, my buddy Tyson, they hiked back, and they had two elk tags, or two cow tags, and they doubled up. I mean, like shot 1, 2, 3, shoot. So, but yeah, they got done and it took them 2 days to pack out both of them. So I figure
Cookson would be fun, but I feel like I'd want to go to the Wichita Mountains. Yeah. I know the terrain might be what it is because it's rockier. But man, I did some work in Cookson and there's a lot of trees there, my guy. It'd be kind of, if you didn't know, like if you didn't know where they were, it might be tough. I mean, I'd be
I
tough.
don't think they give one tag though.
Cookson, yeah, I think so.
I feel like it's like I've heard stories. It's like you drive around like, all right, there it is.
Oh, well, that kind of sucks.
So yeah, so that's what I've heard, but that could be a rumor. But no, those going back on my states. I would also like to hit Illinois. I forgot to name that one.
Yeah, I'd like to hit Illinois too.
I'd love to hit Iowa, but I have 0 preference points.
I will be going to South. I did have a South Dakota tag this year. I didn't go. I will probably be drawing Black Kills in the next 2 years.
That'll be fun.
Should.
I want to hit Ohio.
I'm putting Dad in secretly.
Yeah. For Ohio?
Idaho moose.
Oh.
It's the easiest state to draw a moose tag. It's completely draw. No preference point. Maybe my luck will rub off and he'll get a moose tag. That's his cool. That's what he wants to do so bad is go hunt a moose. I would be so happy for him.
Yeah.
If he drew a moose tag. I'm going to try to get us. You can go up to the northern panhandle up there, but it's thick and it's mountainous and it's a lot further than the plains, like the river bottoms that are closer in that southeast corner. Is probably what I'm going to try to get him drawn at. So.
Zach came in and said his dream hunts are Wyoming, Kentucky, New Mexico, and Arizona. Yeah, Kentucky is definitely on the list, but it kind of bumped down a little bit because if you want to hunt private, go look at the lease there. You think Oklahoma's bad, go check that stuff out. They'll be like, they'll be up and they'll be like, there's deer all over it. Saw 3. Here's a picture of them. And it's like $5,000 for 80 acres. And you're like, and then they'll be like, this deer was killed in 15 miles from here. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I can advertise a bunch of places I have on deer that have been killed around there for that. And doesn't mean they're good, but especially since last year when, how many deer were shot in velvet that were over 200 inches? Kevin, who just came on, he shot a 279-inch deer there, and it was in velvet. So, which his deer is a unicorn, and but yeah, it's like a top. What did he say? Top 5 deer in the world. So, which we're not going to spoil too much. The episode will be out tomorrow, so catch that. You guys don't want to miss that. That deer is unreal. So, but yeah, ever since they killed, I don't know how many over 200, the price is just shot up. So
I feel like Kentucky's always been a state that people talked about though. So I don't know why that.
I feel like Oklahoma and Kentucky have been underdogs, neck to neck underdogs for a while. And then last few years, everyone's like, oh, they have big deer finally. Like, nah.
My dad's been trying to get to Kentucky since he was my age.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably because he watched the hunting channel just like we did growing up, and a lot of those guys would seem like a lot of guys that weren't out west, they were hunting Kansas, Kentucky. They were just from that area.
Mm-hmm.
But Shockey, I think, hunted Kentucky a few times.
Oh, Shockey's an animal.
But I'm not sure.
Zach, where you said Wyoming, Kentucky, New Mexico, Arizona. Obviously, I know what you're chasing in Kentucky. What would you want to chase in Wyoming, New Mexico, and Arizona? Is it elk and mule deer? Is it just elk, or what's kind of what would be like your number one, I guess?
He's from Texas. He's going to say elk.
Yeah. Everyone's going to say elk.
Yeah.
But I don't know. New Mexico has some giant muleys, too.
I know. So I'm with you, Taylor. I would love to kill a big elk, but I just have a special place in my heart for mule deer, man.
I want to kill I want to kill like a 170-inch mule deer plus.
Oh yeah,
170-inch. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
A special place in my heart. It does with my dad too. He would go kill a big elk and muleys, yeah. But every year he's like, let's focus on deer this year. Let's focus on deer tag. Let's focus on mule deer. Like, I'm with you, Dad. I want to kill a big mule deer bad.
Yeah, I just want to see a specimen that big. Just in the craziest areas. You know what I mean? They shouldn't be that big. But they're just large up in the mountains. It's crazy. I don't know.
Every time I see them, I don't have a tag.
Yeah, that's how it goes, though.
I'll be up there elk hunting, and I'm like, yeah, that's nice. That's a nice 150-inch mule deer. I could freaking hammer.
You know, you might have broke the code by saying that. Maybe that's why all these out-staters here are getting caught with no tags after they shoot the animal. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe you don't buy a tag and you see the animal and you shoot them and then you hurry and buy a tag. Maybe that's a secret.
Yeah, say somebody did it. Alabama dude did it.
Yeah.
Chance. Yeah. We're gonna get hammered for that one. Ooh. He's such a good guy.
No, he's not a good guy. Bullcrap.
Everybody talks about how great a guy he is.
2 guys in my life have told me that dude's a good guy. But the thing I don't, on that whole deal, he gets caught. And then it was like, well, I didn't know. But then he's hunted there the last 3 years, shot that giant the year before. But then in this tag, it was like he tied God in it. And I'm like, dude, you cannot tie that and, tie God to it and just be like, okay, it's fine now. You know what I mean? And they turned off all the comments because everyone was bashing him. So, anyways, I don't want to get on that topic. That one works me up. But just make sure you have your license. That's all I got to say from experiences.
I don't know how you can hunt a state several years in a row and not have the right stuff. I mean, there's states that have weird things, I guess. But, you got to have 2 things. You got to have a license and you got to have a tag. Or sometimes you just buy a deer license. It comes with a tag.
Grizz8021 on Instagram said huge mule deer is the end goal in life. Yeah. I don't know. If you look at those people that shoot a 200-inch deer or mule deer, and you're just like, I mean, that thing looks 4 foot wide and it's forks. Let's use proper language for them so they don't get mad. They're forks, 18 inches. Like I don't know. It's just crazy to see. I mean, 200-inch whitetail is unbelievable too, but like just how wide they get and how they have to get to the 200 is way different than a whitetail. Because 2-inch eye guards aren't going to be it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. There's majestic. I don't know. I feel like it's harder and harder to get one. I definitely think there's something going on with the mule deer side, but I don't know. I'm also
they've been going. You look at population trends. This is just Colorado, but I think it's widespread.
Oh,
it's been a decline, and we're not doing things that benefit the deer, if that makes sense. We're doing things that we think are benefiting the whole ecosystem, but
wolves will benefit.
We're not.
Wolves will eat the elk that are eating everything the mule deer need to eat. So, but wolves will not touch mule deer.
Yeah, that whole deal. They let a bunch of people from Denver and Boulder vote on that sucker, and they are getting a taste of their own medicine.
I don't know. Yeah, I just think, I don't know. Something's going with the mule deer. I know they're doing studies, but even at that, we won't know for 3-4 years. Okay. Zach has a good topic.
Yeah.
He said, what's the most overrated hunting state currently? I'll go first. Colorado.
Nebraska.
What is the most overrated? Oh. Is it though? I think
I had a good time.
Challenge. I think people go there for the dang challenge.
I had a good time. We had opportunities.
I think Oklahoma. I mean, everyone thinks we have these big deer and all that, and we might have one every 100 miles that goes over 140. So I really think it's Oklahoma. I'm joking. No, the most overrated state, I'd have to agree. Colorado. I don't know if it's overrated, but that's
it's getting tougher every year. Colorado's tough at times, man. I've hunted it enough now. I can firmly have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
I've had opportunities. Don't get me wrong. I've had opportunities about every time I've went. But it's funny because this is what makes it overrated. Is you have every single. You have a bunch of like. I don't like saying this because I'm going to get hounded. You have a bunch of residents over there that talk trash on out-of-staters, but they sit on their bike and they shoot crap off the road. And they're going to talk crap on me who hike back in there. Not everybody's like that. But, dude, we would hike back into a place and we see a pickup on top of this mountain. You're like, how'd you even get here? And it's Colorado tags. And the wildlife department in some avenues could care less about us.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to go. Colorado would be my number one. Overrated.
Heck, the place
I'll say this. I think Kansas potentially could be getting there just because some issues with deer herd stuff. But I will go out and say I think Ohio is, and everyone's going to get all fired up because of big deer. But these big deer are coming from areas of Ohio, not the whole state. So like everyone's running up there and finding out, okay. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I'm not disrespecting Ohio. They have huge monsters, running around, but I think a lot of people, it's just like Colorado. You see a couple films and you see a couple films on YouTube and it's like, oh, that place is good. That's going to be easy. So everyone runs up there. I think it's what's going to happen in Kentucky. It's what happened in Oklahoma, and everyone's learning, okay, maybe it's not as easy as we think, and that's like Kansas with us. We thought it'd be easy because what we heard from it, we go running up there and we got it done in a set, but it wasn't the quality of deer that you had in your mind. So, but I don't know. Real quick, Grizz8021 on Instagram said my biggest whitetail buck scored 91, so I'd be happy with the buck over 130.
Yeah.
So that's that's just crazy. To even Grizz, where are you from? That'd be kind of cool to see where that's at. That's because I'm going with that as that could be someone like him. He might be from Ohio. You know what I mean? But we see these videos like Ohio Giant, this and that, and then people go run and think it's going to be easy. It's like Nebraska. We thought it was going to be easy. And I know a bunch of people that watch this and have been on here that would back me and say that Nebraska is not easy.
No, we hunted hard, and don't get me wrong, we had opportunities, but it was tough. It's tough.
Zach's hitting us with the hammers tonight. Zach said the tough race of complainers on out-of-staters with Colorado people and Oklahomans. I used to live in Colorado, so I've heard all about it. Yeah, Zach, let's be real. We complained. The people in Oklahoma are complaining, and Colorado, about how easy it is for out-of-staters to get in our state. We hadn't had a change in prices in, what did they say, 1990s, 1980s? Go buy a 2x4 in 1980s, 1990s and go buy it now. Like, everything's risen but our prices. I'm not mad that you guys, the out-of-staters, come over here and hunt. That's what enjoyment is. That's why I go out of state, because of enjoyment. But I understand if I want to go anywhere, hey, I'm going to have to pay a little bit more. And it's like Oklahoma and Colorado just been open arms, come in, come all, and look at Nebraska. Go up there and hunt. Go pay their $300 and whatever dollars and see what the quality of your hunt is for that. And then turn around and come to Oklahoma. And the prices are now considered a fair point of, okay, for the quality I'm getting, that's probably worth it. So,
and to reiterate, I wasn't trashing all Colorado natives. I have one of our good, two people that we hold near and dear from Colorado. We love those guys, and they do it the right way. But, there's a few, but
Yeah, Zach said they all think any Texan is the rich one that took their land and leased it.
Yeah.
Well,
aren't all Texans rich?
Yeah.
Is that not a thing?
But you gotta look at. I mean, this is anything in life. Like you gotta look at both sides. Like a lot of the people in the area you are hunting is like that. I mean, the locals are getting outbid because it was cheaper for someone to cross the river and come out there than their own ground. So in their view is okay. Every place I go by, there's a Texas tag, so they must have money. But they also don't know there could be 6 guys on 80 acres. Like, you know what I mean? It's just what they see and what people go post and say. So I don't think all Texans are rich. Well, I don't know. Then you look at the football program.
Texas and Texas A&M. A&M's Richmond, Texas.
You look at it. You look at the team that didn't have any money, and then NIL pops up, and boom, magically good again.
Manning comes running.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, you just got to see it in their perspective. I mean, like I said, I like everyone. Like we've talked about a bunch of stuff, but in the area you're hunting, there's a huge concentration of people from Texas leasing everything up because it is cheaper than Texas is. That's why I'm saying, yeah, it's great that we moved the prices up a little to be fair across the playing board.
Yeah, it was all about transparency and being on the same playing field. I've been playing to play in Colorado for years.
Yeah.
And you could go buy one tag here and have your full archery. You still can, but it was dirt cheap before compared to other states. It was dirt cheap
It was cheaper to deer hunt here than it is to bird hunt in states.
Yeah. I mean, and we're not saying this because we don't. Yeah, give us money. You know what I mean? We need it for our conservation, but we needed it to be on the playing field because we were to the point where we're buying tiny trout now.
We're to the point where we're turning to Nebraska. Go put 60 miles on foot, and the biggest thing you see is going to be a 20-inch ape or spike. And, you know, I mean, it's like if we let that happen year after year after year, I mean, Nebraska is the perfect image. Go up there and see what it looks like. I mean, and that's why I didn't see the issue until I went to Nebraska and came back. And then I started doing this podcast and Outdoor Defiance and all that. And that really what opened my eyes of like what open doors can do to a state. So, but I still think it's fair. And it's not because, and that's the deal. It's not, you don't have to be rich to pay to hunt Oklahoma. But you're dang sure you're going to come here and respect, you know, I mean, and respect what you're doing, and you're not going to have 100 people on the public piece if you hunt. Now you have 20, and the state's making the same money off of it. So I don't know. And then Zach came back and said, "Hey, I'm coming over there no matter what. The deer on my wall are proof. You got to pay to play. Let them hate me, I guess." Hey, no one hates you. No one hates you. And then just keep it $2, please. Yeah. Man, Oklahoma, I don't know. That's a fight that I'm ready to see what's going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen because from a biological standpoint, we're healthy. We're fine. We don't need to go to a $1. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think there's ways around it. If it came to $1 of how to do it without it being a straight $1, you know, like the other day we were talking to Kevin again, and he said, you know, what if you did $1, you know, your first buck, shoot it, whatever, but to get your second buck tag, you had to check in 2 does. And I love that concept. So I think that's great. And everyone's like, "Oh, I don't eat all that meat." Well, it costs $10 to $20 to drop a deer off that you don't want at a place that will take them, that will butcher it and feed families that need it. So there's to back that up too. But no, I don't think we're going to go to $2. I don't think we'll go to $1 unless our herd shows it, or money gets in the playing field, which it is, but I think it'd have to be a lump sum of money. So to push that. That's my 2 cents. That's all I have, 2 cents. That's why I keep saying it. Or like a $1 per county. I think that's a good aspect. So we'll see. Hey, everyone clap. Jacob Gaylord. He said, yo, I finally made one. I didn't even know if you're still alive, buddy. So nice to see you. You finally made one, but we're about to get off here. So Zach came back and said, I don't think y'all are bass fishers, but are y'all ready to start fishing? I like the jackpots. I like the jackpots for bass fishing, but other than that, I don't care for it. But I'm more of the crappie and catfish. And yes, I'm ready to start. I should have started. Jake put a comment up. I should have started in December when I normally do for the cats, but I didn't. So, but I'm ready to get back out there.
Yeah. I fish for bass with my dad because he likes to fish for bass, but I like the hybrid striper catfish game quite a bit, for being honest.
Yeah. I like to catch numbers and quality versus fish all day to catch a couple. It just, granted, Zach, you're also talking about Oklahoma versus Texas. I mean, Texas is prime. Has some of the most, if not top lake in the country right now, top 2 lakes in the country. So if I could go out there and know that I had a chance to catch, 12-pound bass, that would probably, change my outlook on it. But the fact that lakes we fish around here, you're trying to go catch a pound or 2-pounder, So you can still catch big bass, but in the jackpots you see, it's like winning guys. They went and caught big fish, 3 pounds. I'm like, man, an average catfish is more than that. I'd rather go catch 25, 30 of these things. So Jake said we need to have a bass fishing tournament. Team D- versus Team Haha. Hey.
We're D- now? When did you come up with that one? That took him like 4 months to come up with.
6 months later, he finally got us with a good name.
D-. Slow clap for the slow guy.
Yeah. Zach said, last question, I swear. Hey, we don't mind the question, Zach. Shotgun first turkey or archery first turkey? Are you saying what are we like? If we're going out to hunt in Oklahoma, are we trying to shoot the first turkey with the bow or a shotgun, or what are you saying there? If you're asking what I think you said, I would love to shoot a turkey first with a bow, but I'm on a dry spell, so I really am just going to take turkey however I can get it in Oklahoma.
I've shot one with the bow, and it was with Taylor. It was hilarious.
He said for me,
it's hard killing a turkey with a bow. I'm not going to lie.
Do you have good turkey ground? That could change it. I mean, if you have really good turkey ground and you're going to get a couple chances, yeah, I'd try to shoot with my bow first. But a good thing is if you go buy that Lift or the Lift X or RS, it's light, so you can carry the bow and the shotgun.
I will reiterate my point. It is hard to kill a turkey with the bow.
Gunner shoots his first turkey. It's so hard.
I did kill a turkey with a bow. First time hunting a turkey with a bow, to be fair. But it's not easy. I will say that. But it's doable. It's very doable. You just have to have things go right. It's
harder when you run and gun like we do.
Yeah.
If you have an area they're going to pretty much fly down every morning and you can set up a blind, you're talking about a different story. Or if you know the area they're going to, a lot of the turkeys on like big ag fields and all that are kind of on a schedule. You know what I mean? They kind of do kind of daily routine, kind of like chickens do in your yard. and you can kind of catch them. If you know they're going to be at this place around noon, you can go sit there till 1. You know what I mean? There's ways to make it easier on the archery side, but we run and gun, and that's hard because you got to draw. You're trying to sit behind a tree that's, let's say, 6 inches to 18 inches in diameter, and your elbows are way longer than that, and all that motion and their eyesight. So that's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go watch the videos of people that do it in the blinds, I mean, it doesn't look as hard, but
I'm breaking out my 410 board with a red dot this year. It's happening.
I'm just gonna go to a turkey auction, chicken auction, and buy one. And
hey, I'm telling you, if those turkeys leave your place, we just let me know, and we can, if that's what you want to do, we can roll out, try to do it the cool way.
Yeah, we'll figure them out.
I looked at videos from a guy last weekend. He had hunted there last 2 or 3 years, and he'd sent me videos of studs. So I mean, it's obviously very doable.
Oh, are you talking about out of state?
Me?
Where I think you are talking about?
No, I'm talking in state.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about. Sorry, we're in the same book, just different page. But I got caught up. Yeah, I know. I think it'd be fun to try that. It's a different type of hunting. It's a lot quieter than we run, but I'm down for anything. Jacob asked, he said, you may have already covered this. Found any sheds yet? Yeah, I found one. Gunner found one. Nothing big and nothing that's a clean shed. It's all been breaks, and I guess I don't really know what that bone is called after the burr. But
ooh, I should know this.
Yeah, that was a question for you, but failed.
Pedestal? Makes sense in my brain.
That far down? I don't know. I would show you. I'd go get it, but I cut it up and made I cut the bottom off and made a coyote drag. When do yours normally start dropping? Pedicle? Is it even the pedicle when it's that far down? Like, I'm talking like half inch. Well, Jake just said pedicle. I think you're right. What?
No, I was like, how? Like, yeah, I thought I was maybe right, but
I think you said pedestal.
I didn't know how it was pronounced.
But when do we normally start? When do ours normally start dropping? So last year, I feel like they dropped real early, like right around end of January to now. I feel like some of my bigger ones dropped, but I still have some that have both sides and look healthy. So, which I've always heard. Like I said, I don't know science behind this, but I've always heard the longer they have them, the healthier they are. And that makes sense to a point of, not stress and all that. But at what point is it too long to carry them? That's a question that I wish I knew the answer, because I feel like some of mine hold on late. So, I don't know. Deer are so darn cool. Yeah, I want to say last year my first one dropped 2 weeks after season. I think that was stress because his body looked bad. bad. So, but hey, this year they look healthy, which is surprising. But one area. I'm talking about, when I said that, I was talking about one specific area that I hunt. The other area, they're always healthy and fat because they have so much ag and it's around a river bottom. So, oh, hey, I got a cool story to tell you guys. So Kyle was hunting a deer this year. Did I ever tell this story on here? Not on this episode, but
I don't think on here.
So listen to this. This for the last people listening before we get off. Kyle was hunting a deer, and a really big deer. Excuse me, golly. And he's had it for 2 years. Every year it's kind of left in the same time. Anywhere from the first week to the third week of December, it's kind of left, and he's never seen it. But then right before rut, it shows up, and it's on him, but it's like usually nocturnal most of the time. Obviously nomadic, because several people have pictures of this deer, but none of them in daylight. Well, Kyle always gets a couple daylight pictures. Well, this year he shoots that 160 whatever inch deer at probably around 160. I think he scored at 162, but I think he missed a couple deals. So I bet it'll be higher 160s. When he gets it back, maybe we'll do a video and tape it out. But anyways, going back on this other deer, giant, disappears. You know, me and him are like, where could this thing gone? Blah blah blah. Trying to get our heads together, figure out where this deer is. So maybe next year, you know, if it was either he was shot or he went back to where he simmered. Well, I called a guy out of the blue talking about OSU wrestling. And he's like, dude, you know that big deer I had? And I was like, no. And he's like, I didn't show you him. And no, he sends me a picture. And while he sent me the picture, he's like, he always disappears right before rut. And then comes back during December. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. I was like, this is crazy. You just moved up to this new farm. I know it's within 15 miles of my buddy. And he has a deer that shows up during rut and leaves in December. And I come to find out it's the same deer, and he's traveling. It was 8.5 miles if he went the shortest route back and forth between this place. And it's crazy because he's like 6.5 years old. Like, you know, most time they stop traveling that far is what we've been told. But obviously they don't. But it's crazy that I just made a random phone call to ask a guy about OSU wrestling, and then I put this whole story for the both of them together of what this deer they're both targeting has been doing. So I thought that was the craziest deal. Like, to like just stumble upon that. So, but it's also good for them. They know what their deer does and they can make moves on it this year. So, but yeah, 8.5 miles. Hasn't got shot. Takes him 2 weeks from the time he leaves to show back up. 8.5 miles. That's crazy. So, anyways, I thought that was a cool story. Zach came back and said, new podcast with a biologist that can help with the shed time frame for Oklahoma and Texas. Also, what triggers them to shed sooner or later? Gunny, you can start.
Ooh, is he like you want me to answer that last part?
Yeah, he's saying what triggers them to shed.
Sooner. It could be a whole lot of things. If he gets injured, he might just shed him real quick. I've seen deer shed him in December when they get injured. I think it's hormones in the body, I think, is what kind of controls it. And then they understand photo periods. There's a lot of different things, but most of the time that when I've seen a deer shed real early, it's because he's either really old or he just got injured and he's just shedding them he kind of just sheds them and then he goes to fixing himself and he fixes what he's hurt or whatever. But was it you?
Nutrients too. I mean, a poor quality deer is going to shed early.
Were you the one that told me you saw a deer shed in November one time?
Yeah.
Somebody told me, but you did.
Yeah, it was me, but the deer was super weird. He never really chased does, and he was weird. I don't know what his deal was. And Zach came back and said, I thought it was testosterone and last cycle does in that area. Yeah, but that still triggers. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I'll be honest. I don't know on that. But I know a lot of it deals with stress too. Because, I mean, if you run a stressful deer, or if you have a stressed deer, one of the first signs is they shed early. So in Oklahoma, I mean, we have the third rut, quote unquote, could be in January. So if it's fully testosterone, then they should have them through mid to the end of January. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of what I was touching on with, like, it is some hormones, and it can be weather, like timing like that. It can be like he got injured. Taylor touched on nutrition. What I just read, what I forgot to mention, is there's this I don't know what it's called. There's this specific hormone that keeps the antlers attached, and when everything stops going, I guess, so like late, I guess it diminishes to the point where they drop. in some cases. And nutrition, like Taylor said, can be like, it can be a lot of different things.
The early, I feel like the earliest is due to stress, and that's with nutrition or or an injury, like we stated. But I don't know what makes them carry them longer. You know what I mean?
Probably a super healthy deer, and maybe
it's another
that comes in late. That would make sense to me.
Another crazy thought I have on this is you would think the longer they have them, it would be the worse for antler growth for the next year. You know what I mean? Because it takes them longer to start growing. But is this a crazy, like, I don't know. We need to find someone that knows all this. I would love to know. Because, like, I know I've hunted for a long time and I've researched a lot of stuff, but, like, there's still so much I have no clue on. But I'd love to hear it from someone. So we'll dig deep. We'll find someone. Maybe that person that we're talking to would know. The lady?
She would definitely know.
If she doesn't know, then she would probably know. We need to talk to her.
She's just kind of waiting in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Until I kind of give her a heads up to go.
So. Yeah. Well, it's 8:50. Let me check Instagram. I don't leave any friends out there. But it's 8:50. We're going to aim for an hour, and it's an hour and 41 minutes. So we will look for someone about that topic. I think that would mean I would benefit from it. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I push a lot of this stuff, is because I like to hear people's story and benefit from it myself. So I know there's probably someone out there like me. But you guys stay if you're looking, geez, I need to get my thought again. If you're looking or thinking about the pig tournament, keep watching social media. We'll have that flyer posted. We have a new podcast coming out in the morning. It's Kevin Summers. He shot 279-inch buck this year. So you guys don't want to miss that one. The story's crazy. His year was crazy. And then we have some people lined up that kind of be, I shouldn't say kind of, that was kind of wrong words, but they're going to be, their stories are really crazy. So I'm excited for those. And we got a couple people, biologists coming on. So yeah, we got a lot of people lined up. It's been kind of rough this last, 3 or 4 weeks because I've been straight wedding planning. And we're just getting off on the season. The season just ended. So I have all this footage to going through. So we've been working on a lot, but stay tuned. We'll keep getting stuff figured out, keep rolling. So yeah, that's it for tonight. You guys have a good night's sleep. Wake up tomorrow and have a great day. And then every day from there until we do a live again, have a greater day. So we'll see you guys.